Hello again, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Inside Burrell Football, a very special edition. Why is that? Because everything's better after a win. Bucks got their first win in the home opener Friday night against Mount Pleasant, 28-21, and Dom Girardi got his first win as Burrell head coach. It was a back-and-forth type of game. The first quarter, teams traded drives, 13 play drives each team, each way. It was 7-7 after one. In the second quarter, the Bucks scored on a 91-yard drive. Mount Pleasant scored on an 80-yard drive, and it was 14-14. Third quarter belonged to the Vikings. A 7-yard Rage Suchard touchdown put the Vikings on top 21-14. But the fourth quarter was all Bucks. Vikings only ran 5 plays in that fourth quarter. Bucks converted 2 third downs on their touchdown tying drive, a 9-yard Perkins run, his third of the night, and the Bucks tied the game at 21-21. And then they scored the winning touchdown with 1:03 left on a Perkins run, capping off a 53-yard drive. Then Perkins intercepted Mount Pleasant in the dying seconds, and that sealed the Bucks' win, 28-21 over Mount Pleasant, their first win of the season, and they'll move on to play Derry this week. Antonio Perkins is on a bit of a heater, folks. He ran for 158 yards last week, 157 this week, and 4 touchdowns. So, you know, we're talking some big numbers from Perkins, and he'll be back at it when we go to Derry on Friday night. Well, coming up on this show, Mike Choma is going to be back with us. He's going to talk to a couple of our players. One will be Antonio Perkins. The other will be Zack, Coudriet, and we'll get on to that right after this.
Antonio Perkins joining us, quarterback for the Burrell Bucks. And again, what a great game last week. Scored the last 8 touchdowns for us. But what I like what you said in the newspaper about the coaches getting you prepared. What goes into getting you prepared for these games?
We do a lot with the coaches, from the film to the X's and O's to the play calls, even in the practice. Our coaches just prepare us very, very well for the games.
Now, you and Trey Corey carried the ball 16 times each. I don't know if that's designed or not by the coaches to keep it that balanced, but we come to what we call the mesh point, where you have the ball and you have to decide whether or not to give it to Trey. What goes in that decision making on your part?
It's really just off what the defense gives us. A lot of RPO type plays.
And RPO means?
Like run pass option type plays.
And you've done them both, and you've done them both very well. By the way, as far as offense, you've been doing great there, but also on defense, you play 2 different positions in the first 3 games. You play safety and corner. Do you prefer one over the other?
I mean, it really doesn't matter, whatever helps the team, but I like playing safety because it's like being a quarterback of the defense.
Yeah, and you get to see the whole field, and yes, I do have to ask you one question, though. We've had a few times for that running back come through the line untouched. It's you and him in the end zone behind you. What do you think in that?
I'm like, I got to make the play.
And you have made the play very successfully. But again, sure, I'd like to get to the big lineman involved a little bit, slow him down for us. Well, yeah. Big game this week, going down to Derry. We're going to get our first road win on the road.
I hope so. Let's get it done.
Okay, that's it. Antonio, thanks for stopping by. Keep up the good work. Joined by Zack Coudriet, senior wide receiver for the Burrell Bucks. And again, most teams scheme they have an X, Y, and Z receiver. Which one are you?
I actually play F. It's another slot receiver.
And your job basically in the slot is to?
I'll run a bunch of quick routes, quick outs, a lot of cross field, middle of the field routes.
We've been very successful. You're our leading wide receiver so far. And you and Antonio Perkins have seemed to develop a chemistry. How's that happen?
Yeah, we work on our timing a lot during practice. Him seeing me open in practice definitely helps.
There's no doubt about that. And again, when we talk about our next opponent coming up, Derry, we're going to be on the road against them. What have you seen on film from them?
I definitely got some bigger guys, but I feel like we'll be able to handle them this week and take care of business.
Just like we did last week, hopefully. Now, I came up to congratulate you guys on your first win in the locker room. I walk in the locker room, nobody's there. I'm looking around, where's everybody at? What happens at the end of games when you win?
Yeah, we run up, we go to victory circle. It's where the student section, the cheerleaders, and the band make a big circle. We run around, do a couple celebrations after they win, and just hang out there for a little bit.
I think it's great to involve the student body, too. So, victory number 1, let's get victory number 2 against Derry this week.
Yes, sir.
Thanks, Zack.
Welcome back to Inside Burrell Football, presented by the Boucher Agency. And you know the Boucher name has been synonymous with serving the people of the AK Valley for over 70 years. And they're uniquely qualified to help you choose home and auto insurance that protects what matters most, your family. The Bouchers are independent agents. That gives them the flexibility to work with all the leading companies in the industry to find new ways to save on home and auto insurance for you and your family. Call your hometown independent insurance agents, John and Nick Boucher, 724-224-4300, and choose the coverage that's right for your family. And as always, their Natrona Heights office is open Saturdays for your convenience. Remember, in the AK Valley, you're in good hands with the Boucher Agency on your side. Now it's time, of course, for the trivia question, which we will answer after the third quarter on Friday night at Derry. Here we go. Who is the only undefeated coach in Burrell football history? Now, Dom Girardi won his first game Friday night, which moves him up one slot. We'll talk about that on Friday during the game. The only undefeated coach in Burrell football history, and we'll answer that on Friday night. Coach Girardi about to stop by for his weekly visit. He'll talk to Mike Choma right after this.
Joined by Coach Dom Girardi. Great victory the other day. I saw a picture of the whole team with you, and you had the game ball. Is that going someplace special?
Yeah, I don't have a spot yet, but that's one of those things you worry about after the season, right? Because you're busy right now, but that'll go on a shelf somewhere for sure.
And you got the Gatorade bath. Were you anticipating that?
No, I wasn't. Not at all. But you know what? I'm glad that the kids had a lot of fun, and they enjoyed it. They've been working hard. So to get a win like that against a good team, I mean, Mount Pleasant is a perennial, playoff team. I mean, they're well coached. They had big boys, so it was a great win for us, and I'm happy for the kids.
I came up to congratulate them afterwards. I couldn't find them. I didn't know anything about the victory circle. Did you?
I heard about it, but I wanted them to show me. So I said we got to find a way to make it happen, and they did.
It was a great comeback win too. I thought that was very important. Now, in the game itself, you were very balanced on the offense. Trey carried it 16 times. Antonio carried it 16 times. Is that part of the plan?
We try to be balanced, yeah. I mean, so it's great when things work out that way. We do keep track of the plays that we're running, and we'll talk about those in between series. But, I mean, obviously just trying to get yards, get first downs, and score points, that's at the forefront of your mind. So when things do end up being pretty balanced, you look back and you feel good about it. But you take it when you get it, yeah.
And, we talked about with the kids watching some film, and it's very interesting how you guys do your film with the kids. Can you explain that?
Yeah, so we'll stay after on Mondays and Tuesdays. Like Coach Newell will do a nice job watching film with the kids, showing their offense, and so they'll stay after. And before practice, we usually install the game plan. So they'll, we'll go over what the other team likes to do, their strengths, their weaknesses, what we're going to do offensively or defensively. Then we go out and practice, and then they get a chance to see that after practice. Then Wednesday before practice, we'll watch a little bit. Thursday before practice, we'll watch a little bit.
What I like about it, you actually control the film. I don't think it's a good idea. Here's the game film, watch what you want, because they don't know what they're watching specifically.
Watching film is a I don't know if I want to say a skill. It is. It's a skill. It's something that you need to be taught. You need to know how to watch it, what you're watching, and so we try to do that with the kids. So you're right. I think if you just put the film out for them to watch it, they may not know exactly what to pick up on and what to look at. So that's why we try to do that with them.
So they're learning another skill, basically.
Hopefully, yep.
What did you guys see with Derry?
Big. If you thought Mount Pleasant was big, take it up another notch.
Boy.
Yeah, they're big. They're coming off a big win against Deer Lakes, so they're flying high just like we are. So it's going to be a matter of staying focused, going out, executing the game plan on both sides of the ball, and giving them everything that we have.
Now, it's a non-conference game. You got 4 in a row. Aren't you happy about not having to play Week 8 non-conference?
Yeah, absolutely. And we are dinged up, and we've been dinged up, so that extra week to hopefully get more guys back, more guys healthy for conference, we'll take it. But we're definitely approaching the grind part of the season one way or another, so we got to get ready.
You get ready for conference. How about let's get our first win on the road against Derry?
That'd be great. We'll take it. All
right. Mike's going to be back to preview Derry in a second.
And welcome back to Inside Burrell Football, presented by the Boucher Agency, and thanks to Coach Girardi for stopping by as he does every week. Let's do a quick thumbnail of the Derry Trojans here. Fourth-year coach Mike Choma at the controls, 3-7 a year ago. They were 2-1 at one point, but then they lost their last 5 games. Had a tough go of it there. But they are 2-1 this year, and they had a big win against Deer Lakes last week, 24-21 in West Deer. Overcame a bunch of mistakes. They turned it over twice in the red zone. A couple of interceptions were big, and also 3 touchdown passes by Deer Lakes quarterback Dante Mangieri, who we will see later on. He threw all 3 of those to his brother Luca. So through the air, they were attacked, and the Lancers had some success doing that. Well, it was a crazy ending. There were 3 touchdowns in the last 2 minutes and 37 seconds of this game. The Lancers led at 21-17 late, but with 2:37 to go, Derry scored, and they went up. Deer Lakes got it back and hit a 55-yard touchdown, Mangieri to Mangieri, of course, and with 1:34 to go, it was the Lancers that had gone on top. Then, later on, getting the ball back from the kickoff was Derry. Had a good, nice kickoff return out to the 50-yard line, so they had good starting field position. And with 1:25 to go, they took the ball and they marched it down the field. Anthony Sacco, the quarterback, hit Nolan Stowe on an 11-yard touchdown pass with only 7 seconds left, and that was the winning Derry touchdown. So both of these teams are coming off impressive fourth-quarter comeback wins, and they will both be looking to continue that success as we go into the game on Friday night. Come from behind road W for Derry and a come from behind home W for the Burrell Bucks. Their other win this year, they beat Ligonier Valley in their first game. That was also at home, but they were beaten 49-6 by Freeport 2 weeks ago. So they are 1-1 against the Allegheny 7. So we look forward to you joining us on Friday night at 6:45. Pregame starting at about 6:50. Mike and I will be there. Kickoff just after 7, and we appreciate you joining us for that. We'll answer the trivia question, and we'll have all of that good stuff with the Derry game coming up on Friday night. Well, thanks to Antonio Perkins and Zack Coudriet for stopping by, and thanks to Coach Dom Girardi. For the Dean Mike Choma, this is Mike Pavlik saying thanks for watching, and until next time, so long.